Hello sir, we're here at the Banco stall at ACMA Automechanika Delhi. And just please tell me about Banco's overall presence, your participation and your theme here at this show.
So first of all, thank you, and I will talk about Banco first. So Banco is a brand, is a big brand in cooling and sealing systems. So we are almost now 65 years young. So this year we have completed now 65 years in the whole industry in the India. So we have one more brand called the NRF, which is in the global world, and there also we have 100 and plus years what we have experienced in the cooling systems. Here, if I talk about more about the Automechanika in Delhi right now, so what we are showcasing is the BS6, what we have into that, and what range expansion we are doing for BS6, BS7 also, what preparations we have for that. Not only that in one line, but all across all the value segments, whether it's a two-wheeler segment, whether it's a passenger cars, off-highway trucks, passenger, then the LCV segments, and also the special vehicle segment, what we call as SCVs. So all the segments, Banco is preparing ourselves that how we can lead to the next markets.
And what is the main highlight product at this show? What would you like to say is the star product of this show for Banco?
So I will say that for this year we are making more present on the BS6. So we have the BS6 gaskets for the two-wheelers. In fact, we have launched the new range of the BS6 gaskets, what we call as the genuine part range. This is for exclusively for BS6 only. That is what we are launched this year. Specifically, we have written that Banco genuine parts range. It is OE preferred range because this goes for all BS6 models and two-wheeler segment. That is what we are focusing. Apart from that, we have the BS6 products for the passenger, for radiators also, whether it's a passenger car segment, whether it's a MCV segment. That is what we are focusing for the BS6 in here. But not only that, we are apart from that existingly also, not only that we are promoting the BS6, but the range what we have, the range in terms of the depth of the products what Banco is having. So that is what we are forecasting here, and we are interacting more and more to customers and showcasing that this is the width of the Banco in terms of the product coverage.
And touching upon BS6, as you mentioned, you've also taken part in some training programs as partnering with ASDC for, say, mechanics and end users. Could you please talk a little bit more about that, sir?
So I will say that there are two things which I always say is that there is a genuine products and there is a genuine servicing. And if I talk about genuine product, that means we have to educate people in terms of what is genuine and what is spurious into that. So as aftermarket, as we moving more and more to the industry now, so specifications of the vehicles is increasing from BS1 to the BS6, and more once we are going, it is becoming digital now or computers on wheels. There we need the right part number for the right vehicle. Second is the right kind of servicing for the right vehicle. So for servicing, for that we need to train the mechanics. For servicing, we need to upskill the mechanics, and that is what the Banco is having the agreement, the NDA signed along with the ASDC under the project of India, that is Skill India project, Automotive Skill Development Council. There we are not only focusing on skilling of the mechanics, but also focus on upskilling of the sales team members and the inventory members of the overall group. In fact, we have completed 3 batches in the last 2 months, and today we did the certification of these batches to the Automechanika, which you just observed that we have given the certifications to all these mechanics.
And so, also in terms of talking about training as well, and since as you have rightly mentioned, India is becoming more digitalized, there's more and more technologies evolving, and there's use of key technologies like AI and all being introduced. So how do you see the market going ahead, and how is, as you said, how is Banco also adapting to these trends as well as helping others also going along with this?
I will share you some prelude on that. India as a demography is more than 35 states, or I will say 7 UTs. And if I talk about districts, it's 150 districts or districts we have. And if I talk about the urban and semi-urban, it's almost 100,000 places, locations what we have in India. So once we are talking about this wide domestications or demographic wise, so wide into the depth and width wise, then the most important thing is the how we can reach to these customers actually in that, because once we see that any lifespan of the vehicle, it is approximately 13 years. If I see beyond the OEMs, out of 13 years, 3 to 5 years is with the OEMs, and remaining 8 to 9 years will be the genuine products range what we have in the aftermarket. So this is where the Banco is also focusing on that. Banco is focusing on the genuine parts, especially the segment beyond the OE sector. That is what we are going to focus on the aftermarket. This is where the prime area, and this way we are also not only reaching our distribution range, because currently we are reached to around 257 districts or 250 plus districts. We also increase our coverage in terms of retail base Currently, we are covering around 1,600, 16,000 secondary customers in our programs. And what we have also targeted is that next 2027, we want to target around 30,000 retailers and 50,000 garages as a mission, so that once we touch these garages, then we can upgrade them in terms of what is genuine parts. We can also upgrade them what is genuine servicing with the support of training programs and also upskilling them with this contract. This is how we are putting, because once we want to have a Viksit Bharat by 2047, then we have to see aftermarket itself is a big. And I will say how big. It's currently 1 lakh crore market right now the aftermarket belongs to. And if I talk about the GDP of the India, it is almost contributing around close to 2.6% to 2.7%. So it is not so small, and it is not that we can't focus on that. So as the Viksit Bharat grows on that, this segment has to be moved as parallel into this with the whole growth of the India.
Absolutely, sir. And like we said, you had touched upon some of the challenges in the industry, as well as some of the opportunities that also present to themselves in the future.
Yes.
So, this is the biggest show in the Automechanika in India right now. And how has the show been for you so far? How has the response been? And where do you see, the rest of 2026 as you take this forward from here?
I will have simple question to and simple answer to that. 450 plus companies to 870 plus companies. That is how within the 4 years, because the Automechanika parts are every two, not in the same year but alternative years. So the last one was with 450 odd companies, and this year it is doubled. And you can clearly see that 890 companies has participating in this stall. So one is that more and more companies are participating, more and more we are giving opportunities for companies to interact with their customers and customer to interact with the leaders. Because during these forums, like big forums like ACMA Automechanika, not only companies are showcasing their products and services and the qualities, but also their leaders are interacting with them. And whole industry leaders are understanding the customer need, the customer requirement, and it will be a very, very important step, I will say that, once we evolve under the automotive industry. So these sessions from the ACMA Automotive or the stalls, how the stalls are coming into this, they are very, very important in terms of evolving India or digital India. And I will say that the two things into this, the genuine parts drive and the genuine service drive. So once we do this, such opportunities under the ACMA Automechanika will be very much required and very much supportive in terms of making this mission possible.
Great, sir. And that was very insightful, sir. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Namaste, Jai Hind. Yes.